Namaste, beautiful souls. So in my recent newsletter, it created a hub of activity in my Reiki group. And some people also emailed me. And so I want to dive deeper into it. And the theme is, it's never about them, it's always about me. And so what this means is that you are the center of your universe. And there are many ways in which to look at this. There is from the level of the lower mind, the conditioning, where we see, well, I'm separate. There are people outside of me that do things that affect me and are harming the world, and so that can't be to do with me, because that's them. When we are looking from this level, we are looking from the separate self, which is also fine. All is well. Looking from the separate self means that we are identified with the personality, the character that we are, and we see ourselves and feel ourselves as a separate person, having a separate experience. But how come? How come sometimes we say, I am the creator of my reality, I manifested this? How come we attach to the good things that we manifest and we say, oh, I made this happen in my life, like this good thing has come about because I set my mind to it and it happened? And then how come when bad things happen to us, we say, oh, well, that's the universe doing that to me? We don't take responsibility. This is because there's a split inside of us. This is because we find it hard to hold the paradox of the truth, that we are actually consciousness, God, the infinite light, having a momentary human experience. We are God, the creator. We have created our body and our mind so that we can experience ourselves as separate. Every moment we are creating. Creation is happening right here, right now, by you being able to hear and receive, and by me being able to speak. That's creation. And so to deny the fact that you are the creator of your reality would either mean that you need to say, okay, I create nothing in my reality, and absolutely disempower yourself, or to say, I am the creator and I accept responsibility for everything that happens in my life. So what this is that we are the infinite consciousness, bringing all of our infinite light into having a finite human experience. And what we vibrate is what we send out, ripples of frequency, light, information into our world. And our reality, our experience that we are having, is a mirror, is an appearance that is reflected back to us. So it is completely and utterly based off our energy. So that's why it's important for us along this path to realize this. Real eyes to see clearly. See, the lower mind will go, no. I did not cause that person to be mean to me. No, I didn't. Who is saying no, I didn't? Who's resisting? Is it you, the soul, the higher consciousness of you? Or is it the lower mind that doesn't want to take responsibility, that doesn't believe it's worthy of being the creator? This is what's happening. So that's why there's the split, because the lower mind is going, I'm not the creator, I can't believe myself to be creating all this. And the higher mind, the soul, is going, well, of course I'm creating all this. And so you have this split and this conflict, and then you get to this place of like, well, what's really happening? And so what's really happening here is that everything is energy. And what you feel, what your emotions are are magnetic codes. They're sending out magnetic pulses, and they magnetize in your experiences, people to come and trigger you, situations, all of it. Your entire life is a magnetized appearance. It's a dream, a beautiful, beautiful dream, and you are the main character. You are the center of the universe. You're the dreamer. And so what you think, thoughts are electric. They send these electric pulses. Emotions are magnetic. Together, thoughts and emotions create beliefs. And when you have a belief that you truly believe in, it becomes a part of your identity, your personality. It's encoded in your vibration. So on one level, you might think, I believe that I am consciousness, but you might have a self-doubt belief that's very strong in your system going, I don't believe that I can create, I don't believe that I'm worthy, and so it's blocking you from that infinite expanse of creation. And so it's sending out, your beliefs are energy, and you're constantly sending out this energy, and it's constantly drawing back in your reality, what you're experiencing. And so, because you are sending out these energies and creating your world, you will experience so much. And so sometimes you'll be quite surprised about what you magnetize in, because you might be doing something so loving and kind for someone, and then the next minute you walk somewhere and something falls on you and you hurt yourself, and you're like, what did I do to deserve that? Well, the thing is that there's something inside of you that's a belief inside of you you're so identified with that's pulsing out for that other thing to have happened. And so let's take this example because it's channeled through, it's just come through. So you're out and about and something something falls and hits you over the head, and that really hurt. Many messages with this. One, there's a message of pay attention. It could be, it's like pay attention because something worse could have happened, but because it got you to stop in your tracks. So there's so many things. It could also be that you've been thinking too much, and so it knocked your head to say, hey, come back to presence. I mean, there's so many messages that come from one thing happening to us, all based on how we're vibrating. You know how we love seeing numbers like 1111 and all of that? We're vibrating it. That's why we see it. If we didn't see it, it would be because we're not vibrating it. And so everything, every single thing that happens in our world is based on our vibration, because we are creating our reality. Now, from the level of the mind, when we've got like blocks and attachments to lower frequency thoughts and like negative cycles in us, it's important that we pay attention to that which we're believing in, and just by paying attention and recognizing it, we dissolve it. And when we dissolve it, there's more light here inside of us. And that's where we magnetize in more and more wonderful experiences, because we've dissolved all of those patterns that were creating uncomfortable situations in our life. Everyone is a mirror of us, and especially the ones who are triggers. They're our greatest teachers for us to really look at ourselves and say, what's happening inside of me? How am I speaking to myself? If people are treating you badly, you are treating you badly. They're mirroring a pattern that's inside of you. If things aren't going with ease and flow, it's because you've got some things that you're attaching to or resisting, and so it's causing the flow of the universe to kind of meander around those blockages inside of you. And then in your outer world, you might find like, just things are just not unfolding easily for me. And that's because things are not unfolding easily inside of your energy. So as we do the work, and the work is to maintain awareness and notice how we speak to ourselves and our internal patterns. So it really noticing how your lower mind is communicating, how it's controlling you, where you've got fears, where you've got wounds, where you judge others, where you criticize yourself, all of that, you want to see that. And when you see it, the light of your soul is so powerful that it dissolves it. It dissolves those patterns. And then you become emptier and emptier, and you return back to wholeness, the fullness of consciousness. And then you notice that you are consciousness creating at a much higher frequency, and you notice more enjoyable experiences that are magnetized in. But all of it is you, because you are the center of your universe. It's absolutely incredible. Also important for you to know that you might have a few beliefs. For example, you might believe that it's important to be a good person, to be kind and loving to others. That's a thought, that's a belief, it's within you. And so you're very kind to others. But you might have a counterbalancing belief inside of you. You might have an unworthiness belief inside of you, that another belief that's counterbalancing that belief, that's going, I don't feel worthy of people loving me. I don't feel worthy of, I don't feel like I'm good enough for love. I don't feel, so things like this. So sometimes you can believe that by being a good person, good things should happen to you, but then people are treating you badly and they don't treat you the way you treat them. And that's because you have a counter belief in your energy field, where you doubt yourself and you don't believe you're good enough, or you don't believe you deserve love from others, and you're probably not honoring and seeing yourself. And so people can't see you. If you can't see yourself fully, then how can people see you fully? So that's also something that happens. And then I've got a question here. So someone who wrote in said, so by working on myself and like unlearning the patterns and the wounding of the past and in healing, that inherently translates into different frequency going forward, which calls in different things. Yes, exactly. And I believe in being honest, direct, kind, not hurtful communication and interaction too. Yes, so you believe in that. And I want to do my part to be the best human friend partner I can be, with friends. So do I express myself in part with a particular friend, as an example? Do I express myself in partnership and love? Do I just expect things to work themselves out as I look at myself on my own? I'm struggling how to ask this question. I love and appreciate being open and loving and having these kind of conversations with people I care about, but I don't need to be right or prove anything. I just feel like the human experience sometimes requires clear, direct communication to another human. Okay, so yes. Okay. If you're trying to prove something to someone, if you're trying to convert a person's mind, or you're trying to change them and you want them to show up differently in your life, it means you're operating from the ego, the lower mind. It means you've got conditions and expectations that you're placing on them. If you have no expectation of them, you don't need anything from them, and you're just finding that you don't like the way in which they're treating you, then, and so what's important here is that you ask yourself, what is it that I want to receive from this communication with this person? There you'll find the answer. Then you'll find out if you're expecting them to change, because if that's what you're wanting from it, that's where the work is, to let go of that expectation, because we're not here to make and mold anybody else. We're only here to do the work on ourselves. So there'll be work to do on releasing any expectation that we hold on them. What it's also meaning is that you've got expectations on yourself. Now, once you've asked that question, you might find, oh, the reason why I want to share with the person about how I'm feeling is not because I want them to change, but actually because I realize that I just want to be held space for. I just want to be understood. If that's your reason, then the root of it is that somehow inside of you, you aren't holding space for you. Your lower mind, the ego is being hard on you. Because what you're wanting from the other is what you're actually wanting from yourself. So before you go and have a conversation with someone else, first find out what is the result that you're wanting from the conversation with another. And then do the work on yourself first. So if you're wanting to be seen, to be heard, to be understood, you've got to see, hear, and understand yourself first. Then go and have a conversation with that person, and you'll notice it's a very different conversation than what you planned, because you're not needing anything from them, and you're just sharing. So it could be that you actually end up saying to them, well, do you know what? Last week you said something to me that really triggered me. I went and I sat with the trigger, and I noticed that I actually wasn't honoring myself, and I wasn't listening to myself or seeing myself. And I thought it was you not seeing me, but it was actually me not seeing me. Then I started to see myself and started to love myself more. And so I just want to come and say to you, thanks for not seeing me. Because you didn't see me, I have done this immense work on myself, and I've released a massive layer of what was conditioned and programmed in my system that was blocking me. And now I feel so much lighter, and it's all because I was self-reflected, because you triggered. And thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's the conversation you'll end up having when you take responsibility that every trigger is for you, to learn more, to grow, to release layers that are inside of your system. So I just want to make sure. So there's something about having healthy boundaries while maintaining your balance and your frequency. If someone is abusing you, it means that your lower mind is abusing you. It means that your own boundary towards your own mind has been broken, which means you're going to visualize a blue ball of light around you, and notice every time your lower mind bullies you or criticizes you or pushes you, you're going to notice it, and you're going to go, no. And you're going to disempower that lower mind that's been hard on you. And then you'll notice that the outer world changes and people change towards how they treat you. And so that's where healthy boundaries come in. And so if there's a hard conversation that you want to have with someone, please remember to always do the work first. Then go have the conversation. If you still feel that a conversation needs to be had, put a blue ball of light around you and come from your heart. Because really, that is the most important thing. And speak from your heart. Do not project and blame. Do not say, you've done this to me. Come and say to them, I'm being affected so deeply by our communication and the way that we're connecting with each other, and it's kind of breaking my heart. And I just wanted you to know, because I'm feeling vulnerable, and maybe you can help me move through this. That's the way we communicate with people. Those who are causing us sadness or hurt or pain, let them know how you're feeling. But remember, they're your feelings. And so own your feelings instead of saying, you did this to me. It's such a different feeling, because if you go, you did this to me, they're going to get defensive, and you're not going to get anywhere with it. Always come from your heart. Speak your truth. And then they're going to go, gosh, I didn't even know that I was behaving that way. Thank you for bringing it up so gently. I'll take a look at myself. Like, let them realize that they could take a look at themselves instead of you telling them that they should look at themselves. Nobody likes to be told to look at themselves. Even when I'm saying to you, you need to look at yourself, notice what your ego, what your lower mind does. It'll go, no, I don't. And so this is it. And love, always coming from the heart. You can do that. You can consciously choose to come from love in all communication. Okay, this is really a good question. So thank you for asking this. So then you've asked, is the goal to transcend human communication and just resolve everything inside of ourselves? Especially at this time when I'm trying to move away from my radical independence. That was too protective, a wound pattern, and I want to move towards receiving and giving more in a beautiful way. Okay, so on one level, there's this desire that you want to have more connection with people. You don't want to block and close off. And in the other way, you're wanting to still take responsibility for yourself and do the work. Both can be done at the same time. It's not one way or the other way. You have the capacity to hold both in your heart. You can have healthy boundaries and have connections and interactions with others from the heart at the same time as doing the work and remaining very self-aware and dissolving the patterns in your own energy. So what you can do is always know that if you're triggered, who's triggered? You are. So who's got to heal it? You heal you. You do the work on you. And how do you heal? By accepting that you're triggered. Notice where in the body you feel the triggers, the energy, and breathing and being and just recognizing it. Then it dissolves through the recognition, through your presence, the light of your soul. Then you keep doing that work. That's one part of it. And then the other part of it is, don't be scared to go out there and get triggered. Don't be scared to go out there and be with other people and see what they bring up and bring out of you. Because we could go and become a monk living in a cave, and maybe you have in a past life, and that is one way of experiencing, and then you don't have to learn through the reflection of other people. But why not go out there and interact with other people and get triggered and face the trigger and breathe through it? And it's wonderful. What an experience to be able to learn through the mirrors of others in our life, to open our hearts and be vulnerable and to know that it's okay. And so just know that everything is a reflection of you. So the primary focus is you and doing your work, and then give yourself the freedom to go out there and to interact with others and the world, because that is the way in which you're here to learn and grow and change and evolve and experience. So in one of my Reiki groups, someone wrote, and I feel like this is important for everyone here, anyone else notice the struggle accepting the concept that Natalie wrote in her email, in my newsletter? This is the concept. I know that everyone and everything outside of me is a reflection of me. So I use the situation as an opportunity to untangle a pattern within me. So, and then she goes on to say, but then I have also learned and taught my son that other people are going through struggles we have no idea about, and they end up exploding in anger or on whoever they interact with. So I tell my son and myself to not take it personally when other people are being unkind, and that when we are kind and compassionate and respectful, and if they're then rude or mean to us, that's their issue, and to not take it onto ourselves. Now, if you're not triggered by it, if someone explodes and is rude to you and angry at you, and you're not triggered by it, then it's not yours, because you're not triggered. There's no trigger. You can observe and witness. They're probably going through something really hard. So along the spiritual awakening journey, we get to this place where people can be going through so much, and instead of us being triggered by it, because we've actually done so much healing and releasing of our own internal patterns, that we're so spacious that when someone's rude or hurtful, we're able to maintain awareness and just hold space for them, not by force, but it happens naturally. So for example, with me, a while back, someone wrote something really horrible to me in a podcast I was in, and it triggered me. And they were really mean and rude and insulting, and it like broke me. I was in tears, and what I realized, because I was triggered. So whenever I'm triggered, who's triggered? I am. So I take responsibility, and so I went into it, and I realized that I had ego there. I had ego, and I didn't feel good enough. And so when they were telling me bad things about me, it was like reaffirming a belief, a negative self-belief I was holding inside of me. And so I did the dissolving and the healing, and then later on down the line, someone who they must have been going through some really tough times, and they were very angry, and it wasn't at me, it was over there, but then they got angry at someone I know very dearly, and then there was lots of blame projection. There's just so much, and then it came towards me, and I held space. I was not triggered because I had dissolved that trigger I released that pattern and healed that pattern from before, which means I wasn't triggered, and they could be absolutely awful to me, and I could just hold space. And what happened even more was that I had tears of love in my eyes because I could feel their pain. And people that are mean are actually mean to themselves. Can you imagine what their own mind says to them? Their own self-talk must be so awful. It must be so hard to be them. And so I have this immense compassion to people that are hurting. And so when you're not triggered and you're able to hold compassion in your heart, it's not even that you're able to hold it. Your true nature is compassion. And when you've dissolved those patterns, your true nature shines, and you're able to hold space for whoever and whatever they're going through. And this is on the path of spiritual awakening. So please know that when you're triggered, it's you that's triggered, and what you're triggered about is where the work is for you. Whatever's going on in their world is their world, and often what I do is I ask the universe to shine light on them to help them through what they're going through. And I light a candle and ask that the light of the candle blesses them, because can you imagine what they might be going through? It's heartbreaking. So I hope that helps to answer your question, and help, because you said that you need to wrap your head around it. And actually someone in this beautiful Reiki group wrote something very profound that I feel like I'm going to share with you. It needs a big dive, but simply you have to understand, and I'm not going to explain how because it will take too long. You have to understand that your perceptions are based on past experiences. The way you see the world is unique to you based on opinions, ideas, definition, belief that you have about yourself. Beliefs from upbringing, traumas, wounds. This is your energy output, including your feelings of unworthiness that we all have to some level. Based on those beliefs, you perceive your own way. Therefore, everything that you see is a reflection of how you truly feel inside of you. Those conflicting thoughts, when two opposite energies collapse together, will emerge as separate emotions, feelings of separation. We can be compassionate and kind, but deep inside we can be feeling unworthy, undeserving, and the world will show it to us because it is the energy that we are emanating. There is no mistake to how you sense and perceive the world around you. Becoming more conscious allows us to use those opportunities to fully acknowledge those energies that are within us. Instead of repressing or rejecting, just witness them. Thank you so much. I really love my Reiki groups because we're going so deep. If you want to join my Reiki hub, you just need to have learned Reiki, and then you're welcome to join my Reiki hub. And if you haven't learned Reiki, I am teaching Reiki level 1 in January. It's going to be amazing, amazing energy. Maybe you can feel it. And we dive deep into all of these, like really being able to hold the wholeness of what we are while having the human experience. It's powerful. So beautiful, souls. I would like to also invite you to the 11th of October group session. And from my heart and soul, it is going to be deep and powerful, because we've got Lisa Barnett, who is just a teacher who's been teaching for longer than, I think she's been teaching for as long as I've been alive, maybe. Yeah, it's amazing. And she's just a way shower, and she's coming and bringing the energy of the Akashic, that we can connect to the divine truth and light of all that we are. And she's going to give us many blessings. So I'm going to include that. And then on the 24th of October, I've got the Sacred Circle, which is a 1-hour session with me, where you also will, at the end, I'll take a few questions and channel answers, but it's mainly about me channeling a very powerful, life-changing meditation. So I'll include all the information below. You can go and have a read and feel. I just want to thank you for being here in this community. Thank you for always adding hearts and adding the energy of your essence into this group, because we all feel it, and together we are all one. And that illusion of them and me dissolves. And actually that's important, because when we see others as separate from us and we say, well, that's their stuff and this is my stuff, we're actually being more in the separation, when the actual truth is that we are all one. In the absolute, we are all one. We are consciousness having trillions of different experiences, and there will be people that you'll never meet in this lifetime because you're not in resonance, and that's not part of your learning and growth and experience. And there will be people that you are meeting along the path, and there'll be people that you are in resonance with, that you feel called to spend more time with, because that makes you feel at home. And then there'll be people that you're not in resonance with, and they make you feel uncomfortable. And then you go, well, I'm going to look at that discomfort and I'm going to learn through it. And then as we dissolve all of those patterns that are the things that are, it's a mind-made veil of illusion that's keeping us separate, we come back into this wonderful, great state of really being able to look into everyone's eyes, feel their heart, and know that we're not separate at all. We are all one. And whatever someone's going through, we just beam love to them. I am beaming love to all of you, because I know that this life is not always easy. Sometimes the human aspect of us, that lower part of the mind aspect of us, can be so controlling and can bring such uncomfortable situations, and emotions can be so uncomfortable. And for that I say, may you receive this infinite love, light, and support to help you to light the way through it, so that you can remember the true you, the light that you are. Many, many blessings to you. Namaste.